Welcome to the DonorWise Learning Library. This session is on reverse and start over. What you do with a donation batch when you want to erase it and start over as if it had never happened. This is a picture of the Gateway Arch, which stands at the meeting of the Missouri and Mississippi Rivers in the city of St. Louis, Missouri in USA. 200 years ago, the Lewis and Clark expedition set off from this point to explore the great American frontier, because everybody likes to have a fresh start. Remember that there are 4 types of changes that you can make to a posted donation: a reversal, a correction, a refund, and a reverse and start over. With the reverse and start over, you're actually creating 2 separate batches. The first is a reversal of the original entry. The start over creates a new batch so that you can change anything about the transaction, including the accounting period or the total amount. And that's what's different between this and a regular reversal or a correction. With a regular reversal, it's only a reversal without a new batch. With a correction, it is a reversal, but the new batch must be in the same accounting period, and you cannot change the total of the batch, only the information within the batch. So a reversal and start over is eliminating the entire transaction or batch as if it had never happened and starting fresh. Now let's take a look at how this appears in DonorWise. There's a transaction in this bank import that I want to reverse and start over. So I select the batch, and then I press the reverse correct button. It brings up the various transactions, and I'm going to select one that I want to reverse and start over. First, it asks me which accounting period I want this to be in, and it gives me the option only of the current period or as many future periods as I may have open. Even though this transaction occurred in May of 2012, this reversal and start over is going to occur in August of 2012. I click OK, and now 2 things have happened. If I look over here on the new batches link to the left, I see that there's 2 new batches. The first is the reversal. I'm not even seeing that. I'll have to come back to that later. The second is this new batch that I'm looking at. And notice again that unlike a correction batch where I can only enter some things, this is an entirely new batch with everything editable. Now look at this transaction. Let's say, for example, that this wasn't a 20 euro gift, but was in fact a 200 euro gift, and I simply miskeyed it. That's why I needed to use the start over. It's because I miskeyed it. The current period is August. I'm going to change this from 20 to 200. A regular correction would not let me change that amount. And I come back to the line item, and I tab over and change the amount from 20 to 200. And then adjust the distribution to Clark Kent to also be 200. And I save those changes. Now I am finished, and I press the Mark Complete button. And notice over here that this batch has now moved into the approved batches. But the reversal is still here in the new batches. So if I double click on that, I can take a look at it. And this is the reversal. And I'm going to put corrected donation amount for the memo. And press enter. That makes the Mark Complete button appear. And I mark complete. Now I have 2 batches in the approved batches screen. I have the original reversal and the correction and start over. And I approve that selected batch. Now let's go take a look at Lex Luthor's contact and see how this appears in the contact donation screen. Scroll down here to Lex Luthor, and I look at his donations tab. And now I see these original contributions. Here was the original contribution on May 15th, 2012. And the reversal was effective May 15th, 2012. But the correction was effective August 1st of 2012. DonorWise puts this correction in the current period because the monetary amount has changed, and I want it to reflect that. Okay, that's reverse and start over. I hope that was helpful to you. Have a wonderful day.